India's English name? It comes from the Indus River in Pakistan. This river valley, it's where India's oldest civilization began. Oldest Indian civilization? They traded with ancient Sumeria. Imagine chaotic, winding streets in the world's first big cities. They saw merchants using the earliest forms of writing to track goods. Amazing markets. They learned the power of the wheel for transport, building, and war. Huge temples, skilled metalworkers, and powerful kings. They came back from their long journey with one big takeaway. It stank. Open sewers, and terrible sanitation by their standards. Then, something amazing happened. They became history's first master plumbers. Using the Indus River's flow, they built covered sewers. And indoor wells, private bathrooms, and houses built with millions of bricks. Cities laid out in grids, with homes and huge, ventilated grain storage. Their population exploded. Bigger than Mesopotamia or Egypt, their civilization thrived. Over 2,000 cities. The Indus Valley was the most crowded place on Earth. Their ships traded all along the Persian Gulf. They traded with Mesopotamia, Arabia, and everywhere in between. They developed a unique written language, still a mystery. No one can read it, and it's unlike any other language. Their kings, gods, triumphs, failures, even city names are lost. Around 1500 BC, things went south. The climate changed. The Indus River's tributaries shifted, flooding some cities. Others became empty ruins, swallowed by sand. Surviving the weather? That wasn't even the worst part. Then came the Aryans. Their own homes in Turkmenistan had dried up. They needed new places for their massive herds. They were early horse tamers, using their mounts to move. They moved to Iran, then crossed mountains into the Indus Valley. The weakened Indus civilization was wiped out, forgotten until the 1900s. Excavated, and their story slowly revealed. The Aryans founded kingdoms along the Ganges River. We know their names and stories because their epics survived. These epics are the root of many modern Indian languages. During the Vedic Age, these kingdoms were constantly at war. Battles raged. Hinduism and the Mahabharata, the world's longest poem, took shape. Think Bible, Quran, Homer, that's the impact. A strict social hierarchy, the caste system, also emerged. At the top, the Brahmins, the priests. Next, the Kshatriyas, rulers and warriors. Then the Vaishyas, skilled workers and merchants. The lowest, the Shudras, unskilled laborers. You were meant to stay in your caste for life. Breaking the rules meant becoming an outcast, a pariah. The worst jobs, like street and sewer cleaning, went to them. Society's dirty work. In 518 BC, Persian armies crossed into the Indus Valley. Just like their Aryan relatives, they conquered local principalities. Meanwhile, in the east, a powerful king rose in Magadha. Mahapadmananda. His mother was a Sudra, so he was seen as lowborn. His royal brothers opposed him. He had them eliminated. Mahapadmananda conquered kingdom after kingdom, building his own empire. He commanded over 200,000 men, plus elephants and chariots. His son took the throne after him. During his reign, Alexander the Great conquered the Persian Empire. He crossed into the region, defeating local kingdoms. But these empires wouldn't last. Alexander died young, and the Nanda Empire fell to Chandragupta. His origins are debated, commoner or royal. Did he win easily or through brutal war? One story says he met Alexander himself. He started in the Punjab, taking Greek territories and moving east. His son kept the empire going, but his grandson, Ashoka, became the most famous Mauryan king. Ashoka was a ruthless young man. One account says he killed 99 brothers for the throne. He expanded his empire east and west, reaching Persia's borders. He conquered south, attacking the powerful state of Kalinga. Their army couldn't defend them. A brutal war, over 100,000 casualties. And then, something incredible happened. He felt remorse. Ashoka converted to Buddhism, promoting peace and harmony. He erected pillars with his vision for a better society. He ruled for 36 years in peace and prosperity. But just 50 years after his death, his empire collapsed into chaos. Buddhism faded in India, but thrived in the East. Over centuries, many kingdoms rose and fell. The Gupta Empire was a golden age for art and learning. But nothing matched Ashoka's legacy. until the Mughals. These invaders from the north were descendants of the Mongols. They brought Islam to India and ruled for nearly 300 years. Emperor Akbar the Great tripled the Mughal Empire's size and wealth. A fierce conqueror, but a fair ruler. He abolished the tax on non-Muslims and gave them high positions. He built libraries and schools for both Muslims and Hindus. The Ibadat Khana, a house for religious scholars to debate beliefs. Muslims, Hindus, Jains, Christians, and Buddhists gathered there. Akbar the Great tripled Mughal Empire's size and wealth. Fierce conqueror, fair ruler. He ended the jizya, tax on non-Muslims, and put them in top jobs. Built schools/libraries for everyone. The Ibadat Khana, a house for religious chats. Scholars from all faiths debated beliefs. Muslims, Hindus, Jains, Christians, Buddhists met there. They discussed subtle points of faith. 5,000 years of India. Akbar died, but the Mughal Empire kept growing. But later rulers got less tolerant. The empire weakened. Hindus versus Muslims. Plus, rulers got lazy and corrupt after years of wealth. This was the chance for the Dutch, Portuguese, French, and British. The British East India Company won with their big armies. They took South India first, then spread out. They used bribes, threats, and fights to control everything. The Mughal Empire finally ended in 1857. A big revolt against the British East India Company. They were basically in charge for the British crown. Someone messed up and gave troops ammo greased with pig fat to his troops. This angered both Hindus and Muslims. It led to bad stuff. The rebellion failed, killing over 800,000 people. After that, Britain ruled India directly. Over 1 million Indian soldiers fought for Britain in World War I. In World War II, Britain asked for volunteers. By 1945, they had 2.5 million, the biggest all-volunteer army ever. The war ended, and in 1947, India became independent. Parliament passed a law. 2 areas with lots of Muslims split off. They became West and East Pakistan. In the following months, 15 million people moved. They went to the country where most people shared their religion. This massive move led to violence and massacres. Hindus and Muslims were targeted. Over 1 million people died during this time. These 2 nuclear neighbors still have tensions. India is now the biggest democracy in the world. They recently elected a minority religion leader and a low-caste PM. India's economy is 3rd largest and growing fast. It'll soon have more people than China. I'm Epimetheus. Like and subscribe if you like this. Hit the bell for updates on new videos. Let me know what you think in the comments. That was 5,000 plus years of history in one video. What cool Indian history did I miss? Tell me below. Want to be a patron? Starts at just $1 a month. Or for $3, you could join Alberto, Balish, Ivan, Jody, or Morphus. You'll get your name at the end of every video. You'll help me pay my bills and keep making videos for you. Thanks. Bye.